and welcome to my cooking series where I cook one recipe at a time from my manuscript as I query. Agents and publishers, get with me. Everybody else, enjoy this delicious recipe. Jane was so shaken up from the incident during the sermon that she hardly touched the plate that Siddaway had filled up with cold fried chicken, pickles, a cheese and walnut sandwich, and a huge slab of blackberry pie. They had congregated on an assemblage of picnic quilts under the sheltering arms of an enormous ancient oak. Her students took breaks from playing to come and see her, occasionally bringing her little gifts like smooth shining stones or freshly plucked wild flowers. "How grand," Siddaway beamed at her. "How they adore you so." "I adore them too." Today we'll be making Siddaway's favorite blackberry pie. Pictured is my blackberry patch, the one part of the yard that I will not allow my husband to mow, covered in wild blackberries. We're going to pick a few and turn them into pie. For the complete recipe, please go to my bio, find the link to my website and blog. You're going to start by combining flour, sourdough starter, salt, and grated butter in your KitchenAid mixer. You can also mix with your hands, but for the purposes of this video, I thought this would be more aesthetically pleasing. Mix that dough on high and add cold ice water until your mixture starts to pull away from the side of the bowls and conglomerate like this. Once you're ready, turn your dough onto a floured surface and put in a ball. We are actually making 4 crust because I'm making a peach pie for my neighbor. So chop that into 4 pieces, and you're going to roll each piece into a ball before rolling out with your rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a cup or a large mason jar. Once your pie crust looks like this, it's not going to be necessarily perfect. That's the beauty of making a pie. You're going to put that into your pan and crimp the edges. Some people like to get fancy with their pie crust. I like to crimp the edges with a fork because that's the way my granny always did it. So that's what we're going to do. After that, put your pie into a preheated 375-degree oven to get that beautiful par-baked crust so your crust doesn't turn out soggy. You're going to mix your blackberries with a mixture of cornstarch and sugar. Now, the birds got into my blackberry bushes, so I actually supplemented these with some raspberries that I had in the fridge. Not quite authentic to this story, but delicious nonetheless. Roll out another ball of dough and slice it into long strips if you want a lattice crust. If you don't want a lattice crust, you can just pop that whole crust on there and vent it. Brush the tops of your lattice with an egg wash and sprinkle with sugar for a beautiful presentation, and then pop into the oven at 375 degrees until golden brown and bubbly. So here's our finished product. I've got my peach pie for my neighbors and our blackberry pie, Siddaway's favorite. Enjoy!